Wagwan roomies, welcome back to Rock's Room.
Why do I have like no energy in this? Wagwan roomies, welcome back. Period.
Where we sip the tea and spill the tea about interesting facts and topics while I'm in my room. So today's video is going to be a very special video. It's going to be dedicated to one of my favorite content creators and influencers, Mr. Denzel Dion.
Period. Slaying on the chair as usual. It's the look for me. It's the wonderful clothes for me. It's being fabulous for me.
Denzel Dion actually came up with a gender-neutral, genderless clothing line called No ID. No ID stands for like no gender, because you know how your gender is on your ID, and that ID shows your gender. So he says no ID because he wants it to be inclusive for everyone.
Please don't cancel me for not looking into the camera. I just started YouTube and I'm trying my best.
Denzel Dion has been getting a lot of backlash just for his clothing line. And we're just going to review it today, and we're going to see how the clothing line is. Alright guys, so we are on the website right now. This is currently what it looks like. I don't know if you can see, but it says no ID and it's spitting. And we're just going to check out what the clothing actually looks like. So I'm going to go to shop. I'm looking at the clothing line right now, and the clothes typically are like not for my liking. They're very plain, simple, I would say basic looking clothes. They also are really bold, and they show a statement. The models are of all different genders and all different races, a lot of people of color. I'm typically seeing a lot of Black and Asian people, which is good because a lot of Black and Asian people don't get a lot of representation when it comes to the modeling industry and in the fashion industry. It's mainly, as you know, white people, light-skinned people. There's actually a good amount of dark-skinned people. There's some dark-skinned people over here. Here's my thing with the clothing line. Whoa, $200? That's expensive. It is really high-end. It is very expensive, and it's not to my liking. I feel like the prices could have been a lot more lower. It looks very simple. However, I do like how Denzel designed the jacket and the cargo skirt. This is the cargo skirt. Right here, that's the cargo skirt. You can look it up on the website called noidofficial.com. And here is the jacket. Right here. Right there, that's the jacket. But, like, I feel like $175 for some shorts. Like, the shorts are like one color. It looks like really cargo army looking, and it's $175 for some short. I mean, I understand. So yeah. Talk about the controversy when it comes to noidofficial.com by Denzel Dion. So this is Denzel's ever first clothing line, and let me explain the difference between a clothing line and a merch. Okay, a merch based shop is usually when you just get like clothes from the artist or influencers like brand logo. So let's say, for example, Justin Bieber, right? His merch line is Drew because that's his brand, Drew. Other people like Danielle Kahn, Charli D'Amelio have their little merch line with their logo and stuff like that. Merch is not supposed to be too expensive. It's supposed to be something that the fans can wear and that they can represent you by, so you can get more promo. However, a clothing line, okay, that's something completely different. That's actually fashion. Like design fashion that takes hours and a lot of time to put in, and that can be very high end or it can be very cheap and unethical if your brand's like Shein or Fashion Nova, etc. So Denzel has a clothing line. Denzel's a very bougie person. If you already know Denzel, you know he's bougie, likes high-end stuff, but he's very humble because he knows where he came from and that he didn't always have that money growing up. So for him to want to have a high-end clothing line, that's perfectly fine. I don't see why people are seeing a problem with that. If you guys don't want to buy it like I do, you don't have to. But if you want to support him, you can always promote it and market it. You don't have to buy. Okay? Like, it's not for everyone. It's not for me. It might be for some people, not for me. But people don't need to be on social media saying how it looks like a plantation child anyway. So, this is ridiculous, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe you would do something like this. And I'm like, Denzel put in hours of time. He probably put in thousands of dollars just to make that clothing line. With the cost of the clothes, the models, the manufacturers, the shippers, managers, everything. Like, I feel like for the fans to be saying that, most of them is just really like, are you really even a fan of Denzel if you're gonna talk about his clothing line like that?
And here's what Denzel said.
He has the right to make it whatever he wants to make it. I think he did an amazing job. It was his design, his idea, something that is not basic. If you guys want something cheap and affordable, go to Forever 21, go to H&M, because those are unethical clothing brands. And I'm sorry, but most clothing brands are unethical. That's why they're so affordable. Most high-end brands are really, really expensive because they're ethical. And the material is very expensive and it takes a long time to make and everything like that. So I feel like people need to just support. Don't backlash. Like, the tweets on Twitter, I feel like, were ridiculous. What do you want him to do? If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. You can't afford everything in this world. Like, people, like, Denzel has already done so much for his fans. Meet and greets, merch, sales, everything. He took his time to make something that was his vision and that he wanted to include everybody in. And I feel like people just disrespecting that and like just trashing it is just ridiculous. There is no hate, nothing bad about his clothing line whatsoever. It has a great message. It's an amazing clothing brand. But I will not be buying from Noid because I do not have the funds to buy from Noid, okay? But overall, moral of the story, like, people need to just stop always trashing everything because it's not to their liking. Like, just because Denzel Dion made it high-end or has a different vision than you, and you think, oh, it'd be so affordable because, like, you know, it's Denzel. Like, he always makes things affordable. It's not always the case. Like, at the end of the day, Denzel needs to make a profit to pay everybody who is involved within this clothing line. Just support. You don't always have to hate. And people referring it to plantation is just really disrespectful because that's not even close to what people in the plantation used to wear. Okay, some people in the plantations didn't even have any clothes. All they would wear was a cloth. Like, why would you say something like that? The heck? Anyways, hopefully I get to meet Denzel Dion one day and go to his meet and greet, but I don't know. Depends if he comes to my city or not. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. These are my thoughts on Noid Official. And please stay tuned for next week's video. I'll be posting that on Thursday of next week. And I love you guys. Bye.